Good morning, everyone. Debra here, Finn over there. It has been 10 years since I got on the road. That is so hard for me to actually fathom. When the doctors told me I wouldn't even see 2016, or if I did, I wouldn't know it. And just one foot in front of the other, 1 year after another, and here we are, 10 years today. It's a little bittersweet for me because I have this adorable pup, Finn, and he's chewing on his bone, so I'm sorry if that noise is irritating. But it's bittersweet because today would also be Bandit's 10th birthday. And I just never, for a minute, fathomed that he and I wouldn't be bringing in this milestone together. So it's a little bit difficult for me today to celebrate, but it is a celebration because in the 10 years, so much has happened. I have grown, I have learned, I have loved, I have lived. It has just been amazing, an amazing, amazing journey. And I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being on this journey with me. I have had a lot of bullies and a lot of trolls over the years, but they're not even a flicker to your giant flame of love and support. And I'm so grateful for each of you. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for being here. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things I've learned, some of the things that were shocking to me, and I won't make this long, but one of the things that has really driven home to me today, first of all, let me say, for the first 5 years, I was in a cargo van. Y'all can go through my videos and watch all of that. You can read my book, How Being a Nomad Saved My Life, and get the early days and all of that. But the first 5 years was in a cargo van named Fancy Free, and these last 5 years have been in an RV that was originally named Freebird, because I thought I'd go from Fancy Free to Free Bird, and then she died and was resurrected as Phoenix, and so that is where I'm at now with Phoenix. And ironically, on this 10th anniversary, she is in the shop. I called yesterday and talked to the mechanics, and it didn't go well. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Phoenix, so that remains to be seen. But I also now, in this 10 years, last October, purchased a lot, an RV lot, so I have a permanent place to go when I want to get off the road. And I'll be hitting the road again soon, pending Phoenix's repairs, and I'll cover more of that in another video. So I'm not off the road, but I am blessed to be able to have a permanent homestead. And since March, I have been working on and fixing that up, and we'll be hitting the road soon. So that right there is a chronology of miracles that all of that has happened. I have lost 3 dogs on the road in 2017. I lost my 2 senior dogs that were traveling with me, and they went through my brain injury with me, through my resulting brain surgery, and then the rehab, and to us finally getting on the road. And I really kind of owe my life to them too, because in a way I didn't go to assisted living right away because it would have meant getting rid of them. And I thought if I could just have another year with them and be on the road and see part of this great country of ours, that I wanted to do that for them too, not just me, and keep them with me for as long as I could. And they never had to go to another home or foster care or anything. I'm grateful for that, and the road gave me that too. They gave us that. And so they both died in 2017. That was a rough year. And then my wee Bandit died just late August 21st this year, just recently. And ironically, he was rescued in the refinery pond August 20th. So it's really, dates blow me away sometimes. But I'm struggling today because Bandit isn't with me. but it's also a celebration, and I think that's where I left off. Those of you that might be new to my channel, I squirrel a lot. Thank you for sticking with me through that. Let me get a sip of coffee. One of the misconceptions I had when I got on the road, and actually it was even before I got on the road, I was planning on doing this lifestyle always. I had already bought a vintage Class B. I didn't get on the road with her, but I was redoing her from head to toe and was going to do this lifestyle when I retired, just differently than what I ended up doing it. But I didn't get that opportunity, thanks to a pesky little brain injury. But this was always something I wanted to do. And even then, a misconception I had was that I would be able to move into that RV and never have to move out, never have to struggle with moving or rearranging or organizing. I thought once I moved in there that life would be static, and I would just be able to drive and never have any. I don't know what I thought. I just thought that it would just be more stable, I guess, logistically than it has been. Now, granted, I told you I've gone from a cargo van to an RV, and now I have a casita and a shed, and I'm working on organizing all of that and getting that in place. And right now I'm displaced because Phoenix is in the shop and I'm staying in my casita. But it's things like that. And the builds, like the van build, I think I had like 5 different van builds, just trying to do one little improvement. For example, when I moved into my van, I didn't have anything. I had a gym mat and a sleeping bag and a couple of duffel bags, and that was that. So then my bed got built by Bob Wells, and I got up off the floor, and then cabinets got built, and every time, and wonderful, beautiful things. But every time that you would have, that I would have a different reiteration of my build, it means reorganizing everything. It's like moving into a different house. If you've ever moved, you know how daunting that can be. What used to go here doesn't anymore, and you have to find a new place for it. You have to establish a new routine. You're constantly trying to figure out what goes best where. And when you are boiled down to square inches instead of square feet, it is a huge, daunting task sometimes. And so even when I got a place to have a little kitchen in my van, that meant another rebuild and another rearrangement and figuring everything out and getting rid of things and then getting something that you might need. Because when you move, you always have to get things to accommodate the new structure, the new logistics. I mean, it just, everything doesn't work the way it did. And so I went through that a lot of times in the van. And then the same thing in Phoenix, my RV. It just so many times. And then every time she goes into the shop, or if I go stay with somebody, like right now I'm in my casita, you have to pull things out. It's like packing for a trip. And when it's your home, it's the same as if you're sticks and bricks and you're going to go somewhere for 2 weeks and you have to pack and remember what you want and everything. And then you get back and you put it back in. And now I'm so blessed to have this lot that has a casita and a shed on it now. And I'm getting ready to paint the exterior before I hit the road. And I've got my Courier and White dishes. That's the only thing I kept from my sticks and bricks living that I wanted with me. And now I have them in a beautiful cupboard here or sideboard here in my casita. And I'm pulling things out of the rig that I don't have to have in there anymore, that I can have either in my casita or my shed. And it's all like moving again. And so that misconception, I think, of I'm going to move in here and I never have to move again, has been the biggest surprise. And I don't think it's just me. I know people that have traveled in their car or an SUV. And the same thing, you do an improvement, you get a thicker mattress, and it means moving shelves. And I mean, it's just the same thing, no matter what you're in, what rig you're traveling in. I've got friends here in the park now that they have nice RVs. I mean, really nice RVs. A lot of them have really nice RVs that they leave here on their lot. And then they have smaller RVs that they take for their travels. And they're always constantly having to move and shuffle and move things back and forth, even though they've done duplicates in some of both of their houses. And then I know someone that just did an upgrade and got a different trailer, and they're having to, carry things back and forth and figure things out. So I think I have moved more and done more of that on the road than when I lived in sticks and bricks. And I moved a lot. If you read my book, growing up, I moved a lot. I went to an average of 3 schools a year. And this has felt more dizzying than all of that. And so that was probably my biggest misconception that I've come to realize since I've been on the road. The biggest thrill still for me is the travel and getting to have a new beautiful backyard whenever I want and wherever I go, and seeing new things. Haven't been doing as much of the seeing new things anymore, because in my van I could just get out and tool down roads. I had the epic 2020 road trip plan before COVID happened, and was going to go I did go all the way to the East Coast, and then I was going up into Canada and around, and I would have swung through 2 countries in most of our states. I have done most of the states in my travels. I'm very blessed for that. I've seen most of this country. I think I'm only lacking 5, and that would include Hawaii. So I'm very blessed. I need to do the map and fill in all the states where I've been. But I looked it up the other day and was figuring it out, and I think I'm only 5 states short of the full 50. And I in our day and age, and with prices the way they are, and with my rig acting up, and I've rounded the corner to 70. There are people out here doing this at 80 and 90. So I'm not saying that I'm too old to travel, but I'm also slowed it down a little bit. But I do hope to still get out, like do long road trips. But right now I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and that's pretty much bouncing between New Mexico and Arizona, and then doing some offshoot trips in between there. That has just really worked for me, and there's so much of these great states between New Mexico and Arizona that I still haven't seen. And then of course I am born and bred Texan and want to get back into Texas, and I have family there I want to go see, and will see. And so I would say Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, maybe zip into Utah and Nevada, and oh my gosh, I've just been to so many wonderful places, Ohio, Oregon, and now I'm getting up and away from the Southwest corridor. But I think what I want to say about that is that freedom, that joy in hitting the road, the joy in seeing new places, the joy in waking up to having a beautiful backyard. And then for me, when I need to, going way out and remote, let's go remote boondocking, remote boondocking, for the quiet and the nature, and to restore my brain cells. It is very restorative and healing for me still. Finn is just going to have his first, hi baby, he's just going to have his first road trip coming up, but we've been doing little jaunts to get him used to it. He did well going to the lake, and so I know he's going to do really well. I just got to get Phoenix taken care of. It turns out that the tailpipe even fell off. Not the tailpipe, not the muffler, the exhaust pipe, which I understand that the mechanic in California would have had to have taken off to get to the manifold exhaust. And so I can only guess, I have no way of knowing, but I can only guess that maybe he didn't get that put back on tightly enough. And so that's an expense that I wasn't counting on. And so all of my plans right now are in flux. And I think maybe that's the biggest lesson that I've learned out here, is that I don't have to have everything lined up. I don't have to know what's next and what's going to happen. Is that comforting? Yes. And do I still want to? Yes. But I've learned that sometimes it's okay, all the time, sometimes what I want to say about that is sometimes I can do it with ease and peace of mind without worry. And that is to just go with the flow. And that all my needs are met by God all the time. And I've learned how to better live in the moment, because there's two lessons I've learned. This is big. There's a lot of lessons I've learned, but the two big ones I'm going to share with you are I'm better at going with the flow, and that things work out one way or the other, and all of the anxiety that we can get ourselves in over worrying about how it's going to turn out and everything is just not worth it. And I wish I had learned that lesson early on. I wish I were better at it today, because I still can get uptight. But you guys, if you followed my journey at all, you know that it always works out, and that there are so many options in this universe for how things can work out, that if we get set on how we want it to work out, we can miss out on so much. When Freebird died and resurrected as Phoenix, I had no idea the life that I would live, the people that I would meet, the new traveling that I would do. I sometimes still mourn. Hi, baby. Hi, darling. Can you raise your head so everybody can see you? Can you say hi? I sometimes mourn the free travel of just living in a 19-foot van versus my 24-foot RV, but there's trade-offs to everything. And I have Finn. I get to travel with Frugal RV Gal. I have my longtime friend travels with Dottie, Rob, as a neighbor. I have neighbors, and it's in a remote location that works for me for quiet and peace. And I'm so blessed in so many ways. And all of the angst that I've had over the years of, oh my God, how is this going to work out? And I could do that right now with Phoenix, but to be honest, I might be grounded again. But I've learned it's okay. If I am, I am. It will work out. And I don't know what opportunities that will present. I just look at my life, how blessed I am. And there is no need worrying over anything. If I'm grounded, I'm grounded. If it's temporary, it's temporary. If my travel methods and lifestyle changes again, it'll change for the better, and I'll meet new people and new things will be presented, and there's just no need to have the angst around it. And so I wouldn't say I've learned that lesson, because when you learn something, you know it. But I do know it. I'm just not as good still at it as I would like. But I am 1,000% better than I used to be. And the road gave me that. The second thing that I've learned, I kind of lost my train of thought on that. Let me think for a second. It's kind of in the same vein. The second thing that I've learned is sometimes God only illuminates one step of the ladder at a time. We don't get to know, what's beyond what is given us right now. And for me, if I just keep on keeping on, no matter what, one day at a time, I can get through whatever is in front of me. Doesn't mean it's not going to be painful or joyful. Doesn't mean that I'm going to like it. Doesn't mean that I'd rather have it differently. But I know that things will work out. I honestly didn't want to live after Bandit died. Now, and that's hard for me to admit, because I'm the queen of Coco no matter what, one day at a time. Coco NMWO dat, right? I have a shirt that says that. I've built a whole platform around that, and I believe in that. And when Bandit died, I didn't want to live anymore. And now I have Finn, and Phoenix is probably going to get fixed at some point. And I have a wonderful life, and I lost in that moment when you're in that deep grief, when you're in that sadness, when you're in that blackness, when you're in that abyss, you can lose sight of that. But the one thing that I know from just taking that next rung of the ladder, if that's all that you've got and you know that you need to step up on to do that, and Coco NMWO'd that, and that there are great people in this world. It's easy to lose sight of that right now. But I firmly believe that and have seen that, and you guys are witness to that, and you guys are the reason that I know that. I lost a lot of family when I got on the road. I would say most of my family of origin on my mother's side did not believe in that decision. And for whatever reason, it was difficult for them to deal with that. And so they truncated our relationship. I still have my wonderful cousins, my sister Cherie, just beautiful people in my life. And I have some of those family members coming back around. And so you never know what life is going to bring. But I have wonderful family in that respect. I have wonderful friends. I have wonderful viewers and readers, and my Coco fam I am so grateful for. If you're interested in following the continuation of this crazy journey of mine, I think the next 10 years are going to prove to be more solid, more adventureful. Life's going to happen, so I can't say more joy, because I've had a lot of joy in this 10 years. But you can become a member of my YouTube channel or join me through Patreon. And those are behind the scenes things, personal things, usually more private things that I share on there, and become a Coco Fam member. All of you have been so wonderful to me this last 10 years. I'm looking forward to all of us going through the next 10. So Finn has crashed. He's asleep. I hope that y'all are having a wonderful day, and thank you for being on this journey with me. See you down the road, everybody. See you on the next video.